We're on our way to Devonport, but first we're going to stop off at the Arboretum. We were here some years ago and were told for sure you'll see a platypus. 6 years now in Tasmania, and the only one we've seen was at Platypus World Beauty Point, just near Beaconsfield. So today we'll try again. This time we may be lucky. The lady in the kiosk assures us that we will see a platypus today, if we're very, very quiet. Tree Park kiosks open in warmer months from October to June with tea, coffee, light refreshments and homemade ice cream. Located on 46 Old Tramway Road, Uganda, about 12 kilometres south of Devonport. Established incorporated in 1984. Open every day 9am to 8pm during daylight saving, 9am to 5pm the rest of the year. It was originally farmland plus remnant native forest before becoming the Arboretum. Expanded over time with additional land added in 1996 to protect landscape values. Its mission includes conservation of one of the world's largest collections of Tasmanian rare and endangered cool climate woody plants. At last we have a sighting. They usually like to come out early in the morning or late afternoon. I think the overcast weather today has brought them out. Vicky is very happy at last to have seen one in the wild. We've been to Devonport quite a few times now for business and shopping, but really never had time to look around. So today we're going to have a 3-day weekend in style at the Novotel. We were a little bit worried about the parking situation, but it wasn't a problem. For another $10 a day you get a voucher which gives you access to the multi-storey car park just up the road. With the bags unloaded and the car tucked safely away, we check into the room for the next 3 nights. There is a restaurant in the hotel, but we decide to go for a more relaxed atmosphere and a meal at Molly Malone's, just a 5-minute walk from the hotel. I had lamb shank and mashed potatoes. Vicky had the usual fish and chips. We always say we don't mind paying for a meal as long as it's good. The meal we had was well worth the money. You've got to love daylight saving. It's 8:30. still plenty of light, so we go for a short walk before retiring for the night. The next morning, after a quick breakfast in our room, it's off to see the sights. The Mersey Bluff Caravan Park was one of 3 parks in Devonport. We stayed here with our caravan about 5 years ago when we were still travelling. It was just after the COVID lockdown, so we were really restricted to where you could and could not go. So we didn't really get to do much sightseeing. The Mersey Bluff Lighthouse has been guiding ships for more than a century. Built in 1889 from local bluestone and later painted with its iconic red and white stripes in 1929. The lighthouse quickly became a defining symbol of the region. The MS Princess of Tasmania was the first roll-on, roll-off passenger ferry in the Southern Hemisphere. She was built in Newcastle, launched in 1958 and began service in 1959. She could carry around 140 cars and 334 passengers. It ceased its Bass Strait service in 1972, when it was replaced by the Empress of Australia. This park on the eastern side of the Mersey River, you can virtually drive straight off the Spirit, turn left and it's just down the road. A lot of caravanners do stop at this park to get their bearings before heading off to explore the rest of the state. Aikenhead Point is a waterside park and lookout on Victoria Parade, fronting the Bass Strait and the Mersey estuary. It's a popular spot for short walks, picnics, fishing, public art and memorials. It's a place for remembrance, especially for military service, reflecting local heritage. The Spirit of the Sea sculpture by Aidan and Karina McLeod offers a nice mix of art and local meaning. Bass Strait Maritime Centre and other waterfront attractions in central Devonport are close by, making Aikenhead Point a good addition to a short town loop. Spirit of Tasmania 2, built in Finland in 1998 for super-fast ferries, a Greek company and used on Adriatic routes under the name Superfast 3. Sold to TT Line in 2002 and renamed Spirit of Tasmania 2, it made its first crossing on 1st of September 2002. It has a cruising speed of 28.5 knots, maximum speed 30 knots, length 194.3 metres, that's about 637 feet. Passengers up to 1,400 including deck passengers and 500 standard cars. It has 11 decks total, decks 1 to 6 mostly for cars and trucks. Passenger decks include 222 cabins, 750 beds, bars, restaurants, cinema, lounge and viewing, recliner areas. Typically 9 to 11 hours for the Bass Strait crossing between Geelong and Devonport. Departure times usually around 6:45 p.m. during peak season. There are also day sailings 8:30 a.m. and night sailings 9:30 p.m. Just outside of Devonport is the Don River Railway, a living piece of railway history, located on Forth Road in the quiet suburb of Don. This working heritage railway isn't just a museum, it's an experience. Visitors can ride restored steam and diesel trains along the banks of the Don River all the way to Coles Beach. The line's story goes back to the 1850s when timber and coal were hauled by tramway from the valley to the coast. What began as a humble industrial line has been lovingly transformed into one of Tasmania's most treasured heritage attractions, preserving the sights, sounds and spirit of rail travel from a bygone era. Now that's the scripted story, but in reality on the day we were there, the steam engine was down for a boiler repair, so it was the little rail motor for us. It was a bit of a disappointment because many a time as we passed by on our way to Launceston, we could see the steam train puffing away with crowds of people all eager for that steam power experience. So just a suggestion, if you are intending to go for a visit, it might be best just to give them a ring and see what's available on the day.